There are places that don't appear on tourist maps. Places where time seems to have stopped. Where nature holds secrets. And the silence is full of voices. On the outskirts of Antioquia, Colombia, there is a place so strange, so fascinating, that those who have visited it don't know if they've experienced an adventure or a myth. It is known as the Organal of the San Antonio River, a place that defies logic, where the water disappears between gigantic rocks and emerges hundreds of meters ahead as if it had never left. But that's not the most disturbing thing. Those who dare to approach swear they've heard sounds, laments, laughter, melodies without origin, as if a sleeping orchestra inhabited the bowels of the earth, as if the river sang. Today, we take you to discover this hidden, magical, and deeply mysterious place, located in the San Antonio area, in the municipality of Támesis, southwest of Antioquia. El Organal is located approximately 1,800 meters above sea level, in an ecosystem that combines mountains, jungle, and clear rivers. From Medellin, it takes about 3.5 hours by road, first by car, then on foot, but the effort is worth every step. Támesis is a town steeped in indigenous history, farming traditions, and people who respect the land. There, among coffee plantations and mist-covered mountains, this natural spectacle lurks. El Organal is a unique geological formation. It is a stretch of the San Antonio River that flows underground through a natural cavern formed by the collapse of large blocks of rock. For about 300 to 500 meters, the river disappears from the surface and flows through a narrow, dark tunnel between the rocks. The name Organal comes from a surprising phenomenon. Inside the cave, the sound of the water reverberates between the stones and produces a deep, vibrant echo, reminiscent of a church organ. The stones are arranged so that the river flows through chambers that amplify each drop. Each movement of the water produces a distinct timbre. A trickle can sound like a bass note, a whirlpool like a deep bass. Hence, it is said that the river sings. But the most fascinating thing about Organal is not what you see, but what you hear. The inhabitants of the San Antonio area claim that when night falls, the place emits sounds that don't come from the water. Some speak of distant screams, others of musical instruments, and some even say they've heard laughter or conversations under the stones. A local legend tells that centuries ago, an indigenous chief guarded the source of the river. When the colonizers tried to desecrate this sacred territory, the chief cast a curse. Whoever wants to seize the river will be swallowed by it. Since then, the river has disappeared, as if the earth were hiding it from man. These stories, far from frightening, have turned Organal into a place of deep respect, a place not to be taken lightly. The tour begins in Támesis. From the town center, you can hire a local guide or continue along a rural road that takes you to the San Antonio Trail. The drive takes about 40 minutes. There begins a hike of approximately 1 hour. It's a path surrounded by dense vegetation, butterflies, birds, and small streams. Along the way, you pass ancient trees and moss-covered rocks. Little by little, the sound of the river intensifies. But the strange thing is that you can't see it. Suddenly, in the middle of a clearing, a crevice appears between giant rocks, and that's where the mystery begins. The entrance to the Organal is impressive. Large stone blocks fit together as if a supernatural force had arranged them. Water glides between them and disappears into a tunnel of shadows. Inside, the atmosphere changes. The air is cooler, and the sound of the water resonates with a deep echo. Some have dared to enter a few meters with flashlights, but the cavern is narrow, damp, and very slippery. It is not suitable for tourist visits, and for safety reasons, it is not recommended to enter without experience or professional equipment. Hundreds of meters further on, the river resurfaces as if nothing had happened, emerging between smooth rocks, calm, as if it had just awakened from a deep sleep. For now, there are no official commercial tours. But some community guides know the area well and offer ecological tours that include the Organal as the end point. These tours are low impact, with a focus on conservation. There are no entrance fees or tourist infrastructure, and that makes the experience more authentic. It's recommended to go with a guide. Bring waterproof boots, comfortable clothing, water, and light snacks. And above all, a lot of respect, because the Organal is not a park, it's a natural temple. The Organal del Rio San Antonio represents more than a geological phenomenon. It's a symbol of how the earth hides its treasures to protect them. A reminder that there are still places in Colombia where nature maintains control. It's also a call to conservation, to know without invading, to contemplate without destroying. Because if we listen carefully, perhaps we can understand what the river wants to tell us. Colombia is full of hidden wonders, and the Organal is one of them. A river that sings, a tunnel stone, an echo that seems like a message. If you ever decide to visit, don't go with just your eyes open. Bring a willing heart too, because the river may speak to you, and you may be one of the few who know how to listen.